A lot of people look up to him. He's a mover and a shaker and a leader. By far, Mr. Anthony Body. Formerly with Flamicos Foundation. Now, if any of you are familiar with Flamicos, I'm going to let Anthony speak more to it because he's more intertwined with them. They're an organization that funds people in the community fix up their homes, storefronts, and things of that nature. So shout out to John Analifo and those good folks over there, Chuck Ackerman, and those great people over there. A bunch of you, I'm sure I can't name everybody. Met you over there, and then over the years after getting to know you, it's no surprise why they had you around, man. It's like a championship organization gonna go out and get certain guys to help them win the championship. And this guy will fit that mold. Why community service? Why give back, Ant?
You got to give back because a lot of times you get individuals who sometimes forget where they come from. So a lot of times growing up in the hood, it's sort of like a rites of passage. So in Africa, you read stories of individuals who get sent out to the woods. You got to fight the lions, the tigers, bears, or whatever else. And if you come back, you a man. So sometimes in the hood, you got to go through those same obstacles. It might not be the same feats as lions, tigers, and bears, but you got to deal with drugs. You got to deal with crackheads. You got to deal with different types of. You got to deal with zombies and all that. If all you guys know what zombies is, but yeah. So it's a lot of times some people don't have that backbone or that solid foundation to come and push them forward. And everybody that was behind me and that gave me hope and help is my privilege. And it's my duty to get back and come get back to these youth who might not have a light.
So you had a lot of people behind you that gave you the strength and the courage to be who you are. They were pushing you.
A lot of people.
Like where you think you would have been without it?
If without it, I can't say. I might have been another statistic. I might have been in the juvenile center. I might be down at the county. I might be in Belmont. Might be in St. Clairsville, Mansfield, wherever. Right. But without you, an older head, you an OG, so. Without you, Bud, and all the other individuals in the neighborhood, from different neighborhoods that showed me the way, that gave me the light, I wouldn't have this.
Now, what about the people that would come up to Flamicos and they got the handout, they're looking for help, and they're a little bit, they're about your age or a little older, and they see you, and they're like, well, how he think he better than us? He got a certain town, he's a young guy, he thinks he's better. Did you run into them types of people?
You got a few individuals, a few people, they feel as if, like we were presented with the same opportunities, but I'm not gonna say I necessarily took advantage of my opportunities because I made mistakes as well. Like I bumped my head, I've been in the streets. I had to go through my rites of passage to find out what's truly for me, and the streets wasn't for me. So a lot of times you get individuals who might have had the same opportunities as you, but they didn't take advantage of those opportunities, so they feel as if you better than them. It's their insecurities coming upon to you. But me as a person, I just try to show them the way. I try to be their light. I always say young OG.
Well, what's some of the stuff you had to navigate through? You say you were in the streets where you selling drugs.
I sold drugs. I robbed. I got caught drug cases, gun cases, theft cases, everything.
How did it change for you? How did that lifestyle, because it had to take something real miraculous.
Bud, in the beginning of the show, Bud gave a couple of scriptural examples. Like, I know it's somewhere in the Bible, I don't know exactly where, but they say, You give a solid. If a parent gives a person basically a solid foundation, if they deviate, they will eventually return back to it. So I have my mom and dad. My mom and dad have been married 25 years, and I thank both of them for staying together and being there for me. But like I said, that rites of passage, I had a lot. Not necessarily peer pressure, but my environment around me, everybody around me was doing negative. Familiarity brings contempt or assimilation or whatever.
Okay.
So I sort of conformed to my environment, but I caught, like I said, drug case, gun case, theft case. I done did it all. Like Jeezy, Jay-Z, I done seen it all. Like from family members and all that. Family from the Brick City Outlaws, the projects. My mama's the.
Oh, you were a Brick City Outlaw?
BCO. BCO. That's where all my family from. King Kennedy Project.
Okay.
Yeah. But the thing is, essentially, I bumped my head. Like the last situation was I bumped my head. And God showed me, God or whomever the higher power is, showed me a lot of grace and favor.
Right.
And without them, I wouldn't be here.
Shots? Now, they didn't have any weapons to begin with or nothing like that.
That was a gruesome murder, like at the hands of 137 bullets and predominantly white officers. Like, my feeling on that is that's worse than Bonnie and Clyde. And Bonnie and Clyde was two armed individuals, and they were individuals who were known for committing crimes and murdering. So we got individuals in the city of Cleveland who were just recently protesting. Mike Brown, rest in peace, that man, and Darren Wilson should have been indicted. But we had 137 shots that was far more gruesome than Mike Brown. That didn't even make it out of Cleveland. That didn't even make national news. You didn't get much noise or much kickback from individuals in Cleveland.
130. Wait a minute. Fathom that. Not
not
37
one, not
shots.
two, but 137.
Right, 137. Not 7 shots. You know.
And it's a black brother and sister that lost their life for a backfire or shots fired at an officer, what they said originally. No gun was found in the car, but it's just, in my opinion, that was like a modern day lynching.
Now hold on. Now, Anthony, you come across a lot of good policemen, they would say, because you're in the communities where you're working with movers and shakers. So you're around upstanding politicians, policemen,
absolutely,
community leaders.
Like,
you're not talking this way around them.
I don't want to take any credit away from those officers who do their job to protect and serve, because just like they're bad officers, they're good officers. Just like they're bad individuals in the community, they're good individuals in the community. There's officers out there, for example, Commander Hill. He's a great individual, a close friend of mine, or I can say close friend, but a close individual that I work with and cooperate with. He's all for the community, all for the people, all for change, all for involvement. But you have those individuals who are just some like assholes. They're white, they're black, they're Caucasian, and they're good cops. But
should they be taking the task when they work outside of their jurisdiction, when they come up out of a bag and just act unprofessional and do things that's not according to law? Should we take them to task?
I think we should, but before they get on board, honestly, what I think they should be educated on the culture. We got a lot of individuals that come into our community and don't understand the culture. So we got white individuals who come from a predominantly white neighborhood, come from a rural area, and just don't understand the urban culture. So they automatically come with a negative connotation and in a defense already in defense mode.
So your suggestion would be that we should do more sensitivity training and bring on more policemen in this community that come from the community.
More policemen come from the community, sensitivity training, and just more inclusion. Like, it's reach one, teach one. Like, that officer was a rookie that shot that 12-year-old. It's no way in hell that he should have had that authority to do that. Like, I'm not saying necessarily authority, because his life was in jeopardy just as well if that was a real gun. But right. It should have been some precautions in a way, or some issues set up, like how do you deal with young individuals who may not understand the severity of what's going on? He was 12 years old. He didn't know, at least I assume he didn't know, that he could possibly lose his life right there. Right. He probably was reaching for the gun like, this isn't real.
To show him, right.
This not real.
Right.
But that officer right there, at the end of the day, in my opinion, and people might take it wrong, when you got a white officer, not all white officers, but some white officers, you just another nigga on the end of that gun.